It is day 7 of the COP30 Climate Summit in Belém, Brazil. The expressed aim of the talks is to increase global efforts to protect the environment and reduce emissions. But there's concern the meetings aren't helping to make material progress towards climate goals. The CBC's Susan Ormison is at one of the biggest protests we've seen there this week.
This is the largest and probably the largest we expect here at the climate talks. And it's like a protest. Of course, we've seen many of these, but it's quite extraordinary that these types of protests are happening here in Belém, in Brazil, around this conference, because often the conferences do not allow organized demonstrations, especially one of this size. Many people here are happy that this conference is here in Brazil, shining a light on indigenous peoples and their claims, and they're definitely interested in the issues that are happening here. And I spoke to one young woman just a moment ago.
We are here to say that our forests are not for sale and the Amazonia must be preserved. It's not what happening right now. Here in COP30, they are doing agreements that are hurting our environment and selling our country for people abroad.
There has been some protests earlier in the week that broke through to the convention center. So there are a lot of police around, about 12 police vehicles at the start of this march.
Susan, a lot of motivation, a lot of people out there trying to have their voices heard. What kind of impact have you seen so far when it comes to their message impacting discussions at the summit?
I think that delegates from around the world are noticing that President Lula brought this conference to a smaller city, not a top tourist city in Brazil, and that is working. There's a sense that there is impact from these demonstrations. But inside, the negotiations are tough, in part because of the change in geopolitics in the world in the last year. The United States are not here at all. They used to be a big climate funder, and that's impacting the talks. Their negotiations are going into the second week at a high level. There is some concern that not much or a weakened result will come out of these Belém talks. They're talking about creating a pathway to transition away from oil and gas, which was a pledge agreed to 2 years ago, but it's not certain that they can come to any consensus on how to do that. They're also as well dealing with the very difficult task of coming up with billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to support countries feeling the worst effects of climate change. But again, the commitments into that